Alrighty. Hello and welcome to the 9th round of the LSR Season 1 Group 1 race here at Italy. The Autodromo Nazionale di Monza features an incredible racetrack for overtaking and defensive maneuvers. This track has 11 turns, 7 to the right and 4 to the left, with an elevation change to around 12.8 meters. The track is about 5.79 kilometers, which is about 3.6 miles, with top speeds reaching around 366 kilometers an hour, with an average speed of 263 kilometers an hour. This track is notorious for being the fastest track on the F1 calendar. Turn 1 is Rettifilo chicane, which sees many accidents, most notably 2011, where a huge pileup ensued, which saw many DNFs. Heading down to turn 4 at the Della Raggius chicane sees many drivers taking to the runoff, including Lewis Hamilton, after being forced wide in 2019 after battling with Charles Leclerc. Heading down into turn 6 and 7, first and second Lesmos, which we saw yesterday in Group 2. Many people spun and crashed from a lack of rear downforce or oversteer or contact. I mean, I got hit into the first Lesmo too. Heading into turn 9, the Descari chicane, where we saw Sebastian Vettel spin and hit Lance Stroll in 2019 and was handed a penalty. Then we head down into turn 11, the Parabolica chicane, where we saw Charles Leclerc lose his back end and take heavy impact into the barrier, which we saw a red flag. Tire strategy today sees the soft tire being the fastest by around 0.6 of a second to mediums, while hards are slower by a full second to softs. Tire wear is high at Monza due to the high-speed corners, which may change strategy for some drivers. As we saw yesterday in Group 2, 3 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car came out due to incidents which changed strategy completely for some drivers. Hopefully no more of the same happens today. Strategy without the safety car will either be mediums to softs, in my opinion, or some people may go for the alternative strategy, which is soft hard or hard soft, or soft medium, which is a bit risky, especially, the medium and soft strategy is a little risky in the race, because if there's a safety car, the medium runners will be absolutely screwed because they already have high tire wear and they're probably gonna fall back to all the new medium tire runners. Hopefully none of the safety cars will be out there, but due to yesterday safety cars, we saw a 3-stop strategy for some drivers. It's all about being on the right tires, at the right time. And we're going to take a look at the driver's standings with Seawitt in first place for Aston Martin. Fantastic job for him. He has 83 points. He's leading by 1 point to Stanley, who has 82 points for Ferrari in second. Fernando Jonah has 69 points for Red Bull, followed by Flying Jippo with 54 points for Haas. Elian has 53 points for Alfa Romeo in 5th. Pyro has 43 points for Williams in 6th. McChicken has 28 points for Mercedes in 7th. Apex Finley with 25 points for AlphaTauri in 8th. Crooner with 18 points for Alpine in 9th. And Crumpton with 18 points for Mercedes rounds off the top 10. Red Bull have a strong lead over Ferrari in the constructors, leading by 58 points. And Ferrari will need to have a 1-2 in order to try and catch up to Red Bull today into Brazil. Otherwise, Red Bull could win the Constructors' Championship if they get a 1-2 today. Robin FR and Broomhandle are both in the Red Bull team, and they're looking forward to try and win the Constructors for Red Bull. Ferrari, we have Marius Daniel and Stanley. Stanley could take the championship lead today if Seawitt does not score very well, or vice versa. Seawitt could extend his championship lead to Stanley if Stanley doesn't score well at all. Williams are right behind Ferrari by 4 points. Williams have Godfather XPN along with, actually I don't think they have a second teammate. They do not. So it's just Godfather XPN. He'll be looking forward to try and pass Ferrari in the constructors. Aston Martin at 100 points, right behind Williams by 2 and Ferrari by 6. Aston Martin have both their drivers, so they could potentially overtake. Actually, one of them. Well, no, I read it wrong. They could potentially overtake Williams since they only have one driver today. And Aston Martin have Awesome Gumball 14 along with Seaway. Seaway is the championship leader at the moment and could take another victory today. In 5th place we have Haas with 68 points. Now I don't think there are any Haas drivers today, unfortunately, because we don't have a full grid. But Haas is right in front of McLaren, who has 66 points. Blend Machine and Perry the Dog, very talented drivers, along with everyone else. They are looking forward to try and take 5th place in the constructors away from Haas, but so are Alfa Romeo with Optics and Elian Bayan. Elian Bayan is leading the Group 2 championship, in fact, and racing Group 1 at the same time. That's very impressive to race 2 days of your weekend. But they have 65 points, 1 point behind McLaren and 3 points behind Haas. Mercedes, they're really behind, unfortunately, behind Alfa Romeo. They're 30 points behind Alfa Romeo with 35 points. But they have 2 good drivers today. Ikos Yuki is fantastic. I mean, we saw it in Group 2 yesterday. He was flying. He won the race by like 9 seconds or so. And McChicken, I haven't seen him race very often, but like, I feel like he's going to do well today. Alpine has 22 points. I didn't get to see who is in Alpine, but they're 9th, and AlphaTauri with 13 points in 10th. We have sprint qualifying today, which is a one-shot qualifying, a sprint race of 25%, and the race at 50% race distance. Hopefully we will see some great racing today at Monza, and let's sit back and watch along for qualifying. If you are new around here to LSR, consider hitting the subscribe button and like the video. If you would like to get involved with LSR, comment and we will give you a link if you would like to race some great drivers. I mean, this league is fantastic if you want to race some very competitive drivers and very clean drivers. But it's also a great community if you just want to hang out and discuss like real life F1 races if you aren't interested in driving. Joining me tonight is no one. Unfortunately, our commentators are out for tonight, so you're stuck with me. I personally drive for Group 2 and I'm 7th in the championship. So here we are for qualifying. It starts in 20 seconds. It'll be interesting to see what everyone will start with on the sprint. If everyone starts on the soft, which I bet there will be some alternate strategies starting on the mediums, but I feel like some drivers will start on the mediums. Like yesterday we saw oh, here we go, never mind. Okay, everyone is on the soft compound of tire. McChicken takes the early lead, but it could be just down to grip. Stanley takes the lead. Stanley is very quick. He is 2nd in the championship by 1 point. He's taking an early lead here, as we're going to ride on board with him. And he takes that Della Raggia chicane very nicely, but Ikos Yuki, I mean, he was OP yesterday at Monza, and he takes the lead of qualifying so far. McChicken P2. And then Ferrari 3-4 momentarily, and then Stanley drops all the way down from 4th to 8th. Root Handle in 8th now, and Perry the Dog in 7th. Ikos Yuki takes the Scary chicane. Oh, he doesn't invalidate, so that is good because most drivers invalidate at Scary. So here we go with Ikos Yuki. Let's see what he can do for qualifying. Can he get pole? He didn't yesterday. Actually, no, he did not get it yesterday. So let's see if he can get it today. He's going to cross the line, and he is on pole with a 1 minute 20.148. McChicken is a further 4/10 back. Marius Daniels is a 10th back from McChicken. Harry the Dog in 4th, which is 6/10 back from Daniel. Broomhandle is 3/10 off of Dog. Perry the Dog. Stanley is a 10th off of Broomhandle, so that one of the championship contenders in 6th. The other in 10th. Seawit is not very... He could be taking it cautious for the sprint race, because in the front of the sprint race, it was very chaotic in my opinion. Like, I got hit into, and it was not the most ideal of situations, but you know, things happen in the sprint races. So there's the qualifying stats, and it is very, very widespread. 3.3 seconds separates the top 11. That is very interesting. Let's take a look. Yep, a lot of people invalidated. Zuti 22, Awesome Gumball 14, Godfather XPN, and Alien Buy-In. Alien Buy-In unfortunately disqualified himself from qualifying for exceeding track limits, so that's not ideal in the slightest. Okay, we're about to head to sprint qualifying, which should be interesting. That will decide the race starting grid. Ikas Yuki just dominated by 4/10. You don't really see that in Formula 1. Qualifying by 4/10. I mean, I can't say that. I meant from P1 to P2. You don't really... It'd be normally closer than that, like Hamilton and Verstappen. They were separated mostly by like 1/10.5 to 2/10, but like not a ton. It'll be interesting to see how this race will pan out, because of course it does decide the grid order for the race. So we'll find out what happens. It's starting in 0 seconds, but it's stuck on 0 seconds. If it's the 0 second lobby glitch, I'm gonna cry. 'Cause that is not ideal. I'm just looking at a blank screen right now. I mean, lobby glitch question mark? Nope. Waiting for players. Never mind. Oh, here we go. This is the formation lap. We're going to do a great grid rundown. Ikas Yuki starts on pole position, and McChicken starts alongside, making it Mercedes 1-2 for the sprint race. In third place, we have Marius Daniel 9 for Ferrari, followed by, in fourth place, Perry the Dog 6 for McLaren. They'll be looking forward to try and take the scraps ahead and try and make a few positions. Broomhandle 914 in 5th place for Red Bull. In 6th, one of the championship contenders, Stanley 21120, looking to try and take good points away from Seawitz's lead. Astrix Optics is in 7th for Alfa Romeo, Blend Machine in 8th for McLaren, Apex Finley in 9th for AlphaTauri, Seawit in 10th for Aston Martin, but Fedora and Awesome Gumball have gotten disqualified, probably for hitting each other. And yep, I am looking in the Discord group chat for LSR, and it looks like they hit each other on formation lap. Ramen FR in 12th for Red Bull, Alien Buy-In in 13th for Alfa Romeo, Godfather XPN in 14th for Williams, and 16th is Zuti for AlphaTauri. So, yesterday I started from pole in group 2. You don't really want to start from pole, in my opinion, especially if you get a horrible start. Then the drivers behind you, like, I feel like Marius Daniel will have a great run into turn 1, because he's right behind the leader with slipstream, and will be using all of that overtake to try and get into turn 1 like in the lead. Like yesterday, another Ferrari, Mix Bango, was starting from 3rd and moved up into 2nd because of the slipstream effect. Also, McChicken has a good chance if he gets a fantastic start, and if Yuki gets a bad start. Oh, and Yuki spun on the formation lap. How did he manage that? I mean, I've probably done it before, but I don't remember doing it. But we're gonna move past that. His tires are gonna be really warm. I mean, we'll find out how it goes here in the sprint race. We're waiting for the last two drivers. Last two drivers, Godfather, XPN, and Zuti, to get on the grid. And we're waiting for all of them. And we're seeing the last drivers go onto the grid. Zuti and Godfather XPN going on the grid. Why is Zuti in the middle of the track? We don't know. Oh, it's glitched. And it's 5 lights. It just lights out, and away we go for the Italian Grand Prix sprint race. It's Ikos Yuki getting a fantastic start, and McChicken is already falling back, and Marius Daniel in 3rd. It's going to be ruckus into turn 1, I suppose. Oh, and the Ferrari's touch! Stanley hit Marius Daniel, and that is contact for the Ferraris, almost spinning around. There's yellow flags behind. What is going on? It's like pandemonium into turn number 4 now. Past the Curvo Grande, already Yuki has a 2.2 second gap. Oh, it's 3 wide between the McLarens and the Aston Martin. Perry the Dog, Glen Machine, and see. Oh, and this the McLaren of Perry the Dog spinning off and breaking his end plate. That is not what you want to see at the start. And here we go into the second Lesmo for the top 3. And it's already Yuki with almost a 3-second gap to the cars behind. It's insane. Blue Machine and Seawitt are going side by side into Ascari. Oh, and Seawitt cut the corner. Lucky not to make contact. Lucky not to spin, because whenever I hit that corner and cut it, it usually forces me into spin. Stanley has now gotten past the Blend Machine. Well, Stanley and Seawitt have made up an insane amount of positions. Let's take a look at that. As we end the first lap, Ikos Yuki at 2.87 gap over Marius Daniel. Seawitt 9/10 behind Marius Daniel. Stanley 5/10 behind. Oh, Stanley might get past. Blend Machine going for the move into turn 1. Will he make the move stick? Oh, it's getting close. Stanley stays ahead for the moment. Oh, Blend Machine has gotten past Stanley. He's using a little bit of overtake. He's doing fantastic. Let's take a look at that's not what I want. Position change. Blue Machine and Stanley go side by side again into Della Raggiette. Oh, that got really, really close. That could have been bad. As we see Perry the Dog into the pits. So, position change. Marius Daniel made up a position. Seawitt 7 positions, and it's only lap 2. Let's take a look at this Blue Machine and Stanley battle. This is going to be a great battle throughout the race, I believe. Stanley has made up 2 positions, Blue Machine 3. Apex Finley, whoa, that was really wide for Apex Finley, who already made up 3 positions, but he almost lost the rear end and almost spun it. McChicken in 7th lost 5 positions. That's not ideal. Alien Brian made up 5 positions. Broom Handle lost 4. Optics lost 3. And Godfather XPN gained 3, but Fedora lost 1. Awesome Gumball and Zuti both made up 2. Robin FR lost 3, and Perry the Dog lost 12. And we're going to see this slipstream. Oh, we see behind McChicken got past Apex Finley, or maybe Apex Finley was making a move on McChicken, but we don't know. But right now, Seawitt still has the championship advantage because he is outscoring Stanley so far. Top 5 get points, I think. Yeah, top 5 get points. Oh, Apex Finley has gotten past McChicken. That's not where you do it. You don't do it at the second Lesmo. They touch on the straight. That's not going to end well. Oh, that's the second. Oh, and they touch. McChicken and Alien Buy-In just hit each other. That is not good for either of them, as Alien Buy-In is down into 14th. That is not good. McChicken down to 11th. Oh no, that was not. Like I was saying, you don't go for a move in the second Lesmo as Butt Fedora cuts the corner into. Oh, and that's Apex Finley. He reset the track. He spun it. Awesome Gumball already has a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We don't know what is going. Virtual safety car. That was pandemonium. And 5-second time penalty for Awesome Gumball. He's 10 seconds of penalties for severe collision. And everyone's in the pits. Seawit in the pits. Marius Daniel and Ikos Yuki all in the pits. It'll be interesting to see where they all come out. Apex Finley has gotten a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. So that's not ideal. So Ikos Yuki will have P1 technically, and Marius Daniel will have technically P2. Seawit will be Seawit got passed by Robin FR on track, but Robin FR is ghosted. DRS enabled. Wait, the VSC ended. That's perfect for all the people who stopped under that safety car, but not at all who are exiting the pits right now, like Awesome Gumball. Oh wait, he had penalties, so both. So Stanley has the lead now. Interesting to see what his strategy will be. He might be waiting for a later safety car, but Stanley and Blend Machine going down into Scary. Will they go side by? No, they switch positions. Blend Machine gets past Stanley. Godfather. Oh, there's yellow flags in Sector 2. That is Optics who spun, I believe. I don't know what happened, but there's another yellow flag. It's Perry or someone else in Sector 2. I can't tell. It's so hard to see who. But here's another battle. Marius Daniel and Seawit. Be interesting if the Ferrari driver can hold up Seawit so Stanley can get an advantage. Will he do a Perez and hold up his championship rival to... Yeah, will Marius Daniel hold up Seawit, which is Stanley's championship rival, for the good of the team? It'll be interesting, but Seawit will have DRS down the main straight, down into turn 1. Will he go for a move? He's a little too far back, but I think maybe next lap he can go for it, as Ikos Yuki is well in clean air, 7 seconds behind Butt Fedora. All these people in front in the top 5 have not pitted yet, but might soon. Seawit, we're going to go on board with him. He sets the fastest first sector of anyone so far. He's flying at the moment, and he might be going for a move on Marius Daniel. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's Zuti, I believe. Zuti is spun. Seawit has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is not good for him. That is going to affect where he finishes. Unfortunately, he won't want to get a few more of those. Otherwise, he will finish way down the list. That might be another exceeding track limits for him. That is not good for him at all. As the gap out front, 5/10 separates Stanley and Blend, as McChicken sets the fastest lap of 1:22.538. Stanley's a little too far back to make a move, but we go back to this battle between Seawit and Marius Daniel. Marius Daniel holding off Seawit, so he's doing a fantastic job at doing that, as Seawit seems to have a little bit more downforce. He's going to use some overtake here, maybe trying to move into De La Rogia, but it will be difficult to do so because if you hit the inside bar, as Alien Buy-In hits a 121.4 for Alfa Romeo. What a lap for the fastest lap of the race so far. That's a fantastic lap, and he'll be looking to get back up the field from getting hit earlier. He's in 13th, and he's 5 seconds off of 12th. As now Seawit has DRS against. Let's take a look. I don't think he's going. Oh, the gap is deteriorating. Oh, and one of the Red Bulls has spun it, and that is Robin FR spinning it into the second Lesmo. We saw a lot of drivers crash yesterday, but here we go. Here comes Stanley into turn 1 against Blend Machine. Will he get the move done? It's going to be, whoa! And Stanley, I thought Stanley broke a lot later than he did. It was just that Blade Machine broke a lot earlier. Will Blade Machine have a better run into Della Roggia? Will he maybe try and go for a move into the Della Roggia chicane like Hamilton did against Leclerc in 2019? He might go for a move. He's thinking about it. No, he's a little too far back. And it looks like, oh, I didn't see that Seaway got past Marius Daniels, so that is fantastic for Seaway. He'll try and make his way back up the field, and Ikos Yuki is right behind Fedora now. And he close. Oh, let's go back to the lead. Blade Machine now has DRS going up to Ascari. Will he go for the move into Ascari? That is a risky move. I would not go for it. Oh, and he hits Stanley, and Stanley is almost out. He is off the track. And that is not good. Stanley might have front wing damage after that. We don't know. As I just saw Zuti reset the track. As Stanley is now 2 seconds back from Blade Machine. That is not good for his race. For the championship battle. He just got... It looked like Blade Machine could have left a little bit more room as they both pit. Everyone's pitting now in the top 5, it looks like. Top 3 here. McChicken has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Godfather stays out and he takes the lead for Williams. Everyone is coming into the pits now. Ikos Yuki is in second now. Seawit is well ahead of his championship rival because his championship rival is in the pits. And that was a smart idea to pit under the VSC. I would have done the same thing, I think. Because pitting for mediums early might not seem like the best strategy, but it pays off because under the VSC it takes a lot less time to make a pit stop, and I thought I saw Blade Machine. No, looked like he went off track for a second. Apex Finley has just gotten past But Fedora, but I believe But Fedora was in the pit. The closest battle on track right now is Marius Daniel behind Seaway. Oh, no, it's not. It's Stanley versus Broomhandle. Stanley maybe going for a move on Broomhandle into the Della Roggia chicane. No, he's a little too far back, and I wouldn't go for that. Like I said before, I would not go for that move into the Della Roggia chicane because Della Roggia chicane is scary. But he'll be on fresher tires than Broomhandle, who pitted earlier under the VSC, and he's going for a move into the Ascari, it looks like. Will he go for the move? It's really fast right there, and he gets well ahead of Broomhandle, up in the 7th place for Stanley. That was a pretty... Broomhandle gave a lot of respect. Alien Buying has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's take a look at all the penalties. If I can find penalties. There you go. 3 seconds for Seawit, 5 seconds for McChicken. Apex Finley has 5. Awesome Gumball has 5. Alien Buying has 3, and Zoti has 8. Oh, Alien Buying has gotten past Fedora, but more importantly, let's take a look at Broomhandle. Oh, he's a little far back for move. But it is an what in the world is going on right here? Apex Finley, Alien Buying has fighting with Fedora. Will Alien Buying get past? Yes, he will. What a move from the Alfa Romeo driver. Will we see more of that today? I hope so. Broomhandle is 4/10 behind. He's gaining. Apex Finley is now behind Optics. But Fedora has now a 3-second time penalty for curve cutting. He goes wide. Oh, and he's hit the wall. That is not good. That is not good at all. He's hit the wall. It looked like maybe Alien Buying and him collided into that corner, and or maybe he hit the curb of death and spun it. But Awesome Gumball just got a 3-second time penalty. But it looks like, oh, Godfather's in for soft tire. Oh, he went for the alternate strategy, which is allowed because he was outside the top 10. And somebody's out. Zuti's out. Will that be a safety car? Will that change the course of the race? Yes, it's a safety car. Safety car. It will be interesting to see what everyone does. Will everyone pit for soft tires? Stanley's pitting. Stanley's in. Stanley's in. He might go for the soft tires. Yep, Apex Finley, it's a no-brainer. It should be soft tires to the end of the race, because everyone on mediums won't be as quick. Stanley could potentially, for boxing a lap earlier, the leaders were not in a position that they could pit, but Stanley could take this race away. and maybe be first under the safety car. But like, it's going to be an insane last few laps, last 3 laps. I think we're only going to get 1 lap or 1 to 2 laps of racing though, because there's only 3 laps left. If all these drivers who are on the mediums don't pit, I don't know, they might not. Broom handle could potentially pit right now and stay maybe right in front of, right behind Stanley. I think he'll be right behind Stanley or right in front of Stanley. It's hard to say. But, Ikasuki's in the pits along with Seawitt. Seawitt be interesting. Marius Daniel is taking the lead and staying on his medium compound tires. He's feeling that he could stay on it. Let's see this pit stop for Seawitt. This is important for the championship. That's a good stop from the Aston Martin crew. Ikasuki is in 3rd now. Potentially, he's in 3rd. No, Godfather is... Oh yeah, Godfather pitted because he needed to. And that actually worked out really well for him. He started on mediums, and now he's on soft. And he's in 3rd place. He must have predicted that safety car. That's the only way. It was, he knew that the AlphaTauri was going to crash. He used his pit crew was like box. I mean, like, yep. Looks like there's going to be a safety car because ZT's going to crash out. I mean, like, it's a no-brainer. Like, we're going to pit 1 lap before everyone else. But these 2 medium tire runners, Marius Daniel and Blend Machine, I don't know. They could go all the way. Blend Machine's on new medium, so he could do really well. So can Marius Daniel if he can just stay ahead and Blend Machine hold everyone up. As Seawitt's ahead of Stanley. Broom handle is behind Stanley. Oh, the safety car's in at the end of this lap. No, Michael, no, that is so not right. No, like half of the grid is not even close to the safety car. They're going to have to push like mad to try and catch up to the safety car. Everyone is so far behind. As the leader, Marius Daniel, might hold up Seawitt. Optics got a 3-second time penalty under the safety car, which is kind of embarrassing, but I've done it before, so it's not that embarrassing. And it looks like Stanley, McChicken, and Broom are all going to catch up to the very end of the safety car. When will Marius Daniel go? It's going to be 5 wide or so. Oh, that was... I thought he was about to strike over to the left. As Marius Daniel leads the lane. Ikasuki already got... Oh, and Ikasuki is out! He's got slammed by... it was one of these cars. It was, I think it was Blend Machine or Godfather. I believe it was Godfather who slammed straight into Yuki. Yuki was in a fantastic position. Now he's all the way down to P11. As Seawitt takes the lead. It's a Aston Martin P1 followed by a Ferrari P2 and 3. Will Marius Daniel going around? Oh, he might not go for that move. He won't. As Stanley could still have a good chance to still maintain his gap. I mean, this is not the real race, but like, there's still points awarded for this. So, what's going on here? It's a slipstream fest right now. McChicken, Stanley, and Marius Daniel are all just fighting it out. I mean, this is great racing. And I mean, unfortunate for Ikasuki. I think he lost his entire wing. Yep, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate for him. As we're going to take a look at the lead. Stanley might... Will Marius Daniel let his teammate pass, who's fighting for the championship? No, he's not. McChicken will have a move. McChicken has slipstream on Stanley. Stanley might be under some pressure here. This could be good. It's 3 wide. Into turn 1. No, it won't be. Alien Biden sets the fastest lap of a 1:21.0. And he will be looking forward to try and move up the field a little bit more. He's in 10th. He gets some more points. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. And that is Yuki retiring in the pits. That is unfortunate. He got hit. Yep, in Discord he said, what a bunch of beeping idiots. So, yeah, Godfather's right on the back of Marius Daniel. I don't think Marius Daniel had a good idea. Oh, I wouldn't go for a move there. Oh, that is risky. That is very risky, going for a move out of the second Lesmo. But Godfather's, it's the last lap. I forgot about that. I don't read the lap counter. Seaway has a 3-second time penalty, but so it looks like McChicken will start on pole. Unless if Seaway can push like mad into the last corner and use all of his overtake. He has no overtake left near this McChicken though. So it looks like Seaway will be starting like P3. There's yellow flags. I don't know what's going on. As Seaway wins on track, it will be knocked down. It's at P3. As McChicken will take the race pole position. Stanley in P2 by 3/10. Seaway in 3rd. Marius Daniel in 4th. Godfather in 5th. Blue Machine in 6th. Broomhandle in 7th. Apex Finley in 8th. Perry in 9th. Alien Bayan in 10th. He was pretty close to trying to overtake Perry the Dog. Asterix in 11th, or Optics is in 11th. 12th is Robin. Awesome Gumball in 13th. Butt Vidor in 14th. And Ikos Yuki and Soti both DNF'd. Ikos Yuki finished 14th. In 15th is Zuti. That was a crazy sprint. Like, that was insane. Like, I thought yesterday's sprint was crazy, and today's is even more crazy. Like, it just got insane. Let's read a few comments. And I don't know if you guys want to comment and talk about this race and anything else. But, yeah, so, Seaway unfortunately had that penalty, but it looks like the fastest man is Alien Bayan, so it'll be interesting to see if Alien Bayan can make his way through the field in the actual race, because he is faster than anyone by like 0.6 of a second. I mean 0.3 of a second. Seaway is 0.3 slower. But I think they all have good chances of winning this race. I mean, McChicken could have a little bit of difficulty. But what a race from Godfather. Starting from 14th all the way up to 5th. That's my... But also Seaway from 10th to 3rd. They're both like contenders for driver of the day in the sprint. But that's not driver of the day. It's only in the race. Yeah, unfortunately, Yuki starting from pole for the sprint dropped all the way down to 14th. That is not good. Not good at all. I mean, this race should be a great one. It will be interesting what strategies everyone goes on to. As we're going to take a quick break and wait for the actual race to be. We're also going to see our grid. They're going to set up. It's going to be 5-minute break, and we're going to discuss a few things while we're waiting for the race to be set up. It should be a fantastic race for everyone. But we're going to take a look at a few things. So it is a free tire choice, I believe. So everyone could start on mediums potentially, but I would actually start on soft. There's a reason. Every time I've started on mediums, I've either crashed because someone hit me, or I just crashed into a wall because of no downforce at all. or there's a safety car, and if you pit under the safety car, it's just a faster tire to start off on, because like you get a fast start, but like, yeah, if you make a mistake or anything, or if there's a safety car, you can get a free pit stop. And if you crash, then you can just recover, because you can go into whatever tire you want. But if you start on mediums, then you have to go on to a weird strategy and go on hards for 90% of the race, or just go on to softs. I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting race. But yeah, the top two in the championship are, I believe, second. Wait, hold on. I have the standings from the sprint, but I'm going to take a look at it really quick if I can find them. So McChicken will start on pole, which will be interesting because he looks very strong going into this race. Stanley and Seawitt are both the championship contenders. Stanley leads Seawitt, but Seawitt technically won because on track he won, but he got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Marius Daniel is on Ferrari as well. Marius Daniel and Stanley looking very solid for Ferrari. Ferrari could make up a lot of points and probably catch up to Red Bull. But Red Bull, I mean, of course it is the sprint, but like, Red Bull didn't look as strong as I think they wanted it to. Broom finished 7th and Robin finished 12th. But I think also the strategy was a little messed up from the safety car at the very end. Godfather for what team is he? Godfather for Williams, looking very good. He's starting P5, and he looks to have very good race pace on both the soft and the medium compound tires. Blend Machine trying to help out McLaren gain some points, trying to catch back up to some other, I forget what team they're trying to catch up to in the championship. I believe they're trying to catch, they're trying to catch Haas. They're right behind Haas. So that'll be interesting to see if they can get ahead of Haas by the end of this weekend, because they're only 2 points behind. They could definitely pass them. So could Alfa Romeo. I mean, Elian had fantastic race pace. He just had bad luck. I mean, I think he got hit or something, or maybe he spun. I don't remember. But he had the fastest lap by about 3/10 on the softs. And yesterday, he didn't race in Group 2 yesterday, but he is showing some fantastic pace. I mean, but Ikas Yuki, I feel like he could have a good shot. He could do a last to first. I mean, if he could just not get taken out, like in the sprint, he could have some fantastic points on the line for the Mercedes team, because Mercedes desperately need points. They're all the way down in like 8th place in the championship. And yeah, they're behind Alfa Romeo, but I feel like most people can move. I mean, Elian Bayan looking very strong for Alfa Romeo too. It could be McChicken and Yuki were both towards the front, and McChicken already has 28 points for Mercedes. I mean, he's doing really well. I think he's only raced a few races, so let's see, where did he finish in? I mean, he finished 4th at Spain, which is round 8, which is last round, I believe. Let's see. In round 7 at Britain, he didn't race, or maybe he crashed out. In round 6, he didn't race or crashed out. 5th, round 5. In round 4, he raced at Imola and got 5th, which is 10 points. So that's at Mexico, he didn't get any points because he crashed out and got 10th. So, any of these drivers could win it. I mean, yesterday, it was a crazy race. Like, for Group 2, there were so many crashes, it was insane. Like, it was Wreckfest 2.0. Like, there were crashes in every single, I felt like there was a crash in every single corner, like, except for Curva Grande, but Curva Grande doesn't really count as a corner, in my opinion. It's a curb. So, well, we'll see how everyone does. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water because we gotta get some good commentary for this race. Be right back. Back just in time for the race here at Monza. Oh my goodness, that was a voice crack in a third. We're not talking about here at Monza, Italy. Hopefully we'll see a lot of overtaking and hopefully a lot less contact between leaders and stuff like that. But here we go. Some people in the chat are saying, come on Yuki. Yeah, I feel like Yuki has a good chance. Elian, Fabio said Elian for the W. I mean, Elian had some good pace. I mean, it's very possible. Anyone could win this race, in my opinion. As we're waiting for the loading screen to... Just waiting for the game to load. Everyone needs to get their setups on because it's a new race, so... Honestly, I think it could be a good race, but at the same time, if it's anything, if we could take anything from yesterday, it will probably be a lot of crashes. And somebody can't load in, and then I think it's... Yep, it's a lobby crash. Not good at all. So, not ideal, to say the least. I'll have to change something really quick. And we're going to reset the lobby. And I'll have to restart the stream too.